about being a Haitian in hip hop. That's something we never got to chop it up about.
Oh man,
Way
Haitian.
before Clef. Well,
Wait.
Clef. Yeah, Clef's Haitian. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if I'm correct, Clef was born in Haiti.
Right.
If I'm correct, I was born in Brooklyn, New York. But of course, in hip hop, I came out before him. And as I said earlier, hip hop is a sport. It's the only form of music that's recognized as a sport. And when you get in that ring, you don't want your opponent to know your weakness. Because if you share your weakness with your opponent, you are getting dropped. All right? So unfortunately, in the early 80s, being a Haitian was a weakness in terms of Black America. Because to white people, you black. Okay, if you're Jamaican, Trinidadian, y'all just all black. But to blacks, Haitians came across as the lowest on a totem pole. When you think of, and this is my opinion when I say this, what I'm getting ready to say, when you think of the West Indies, the black islands in the West Indies, Jamaica, Trinidad, you could name a few, Barbados, all of these islands I just named can all communicate with each other because they speak English. They have a different dialect, different accent, but they all speak English. Haiti is the only one out there in terms of the black ones that cannot communicate with any of those other islands. And so it's the lowest on the totem pole. For that and many other reasons, it's been recognized as the lowest. And so here I am in Brooklyn, New York, and everyone's hip. Haitians are looked at as non-hip from their attire, from their accent, from whatever it is. And I had a lot of episodes that took place as a young child that shamed me from proudly saying that. And so I refrained from saying that. And when I got into hip hop, I realized I better not say that. And funny enough, we were talking about Roxanne Shante, love her to death. That's my sister. She said to me, if I knew you were Haitian back then, those battles would have gone differently. And she's right. Right? So how was it being a Haitian in hip hop? I couldn't say that I know the answer to that because I was telling everyone. I did not tell anyone that I was a Haitian in hip hop because unfortunately it was not cool. I was a victim of peer pressure, of prejudice. My mom got jumped in front of me for being Haitian while she was pregnant with my youngest brother. So all of those things shame you, bro. And so that wasn't something I wore on my sleeve, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, now we think of Haiti a lot differently. It's a lot of wisdom around the rebellions, the revolutions.
That nobody knew about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We learned this later. So, I'm talking about in the 80s. So, as you reach 2000, 2010, you can start going, wow, Haitians were cool. Yeah. Too late. Yeah. We were getting jumped back in the 80s because y'all didn't know how cool we were.
Right. A lot of people talk about Run DMC and Adidas, being formally recognized and acknowledged. But you were the first to get an endorsement. Am I correct?
Yes. And how crazy is that? Because these are not things in hip hop or in some basement that we all concocted and came up with on how we're going to do this thing. All these things happen organically, surprisingly. Mm-hmm. And, I wore the hat when I began high school. Prior to being in high school, I was in a Catholic school in which I had to wear a uniform every day. White shirt, navy blue pants, plaid tie, and I hated it. You know what I mean? And so when it was time to go to high school, I begged my mom, can you put me in a public high school so I can at least wear what I want to wear? And I finally convinced her to do so. And so I purchased my first Kangol hat as a sign of liberation. Like, yes, I could wear what I want to wear. And I put that hat on and I wore it every day. And you know how you have that kid in class that wears glasses every day, and then that one day he takes his glasses off, you go, yo, you look weird without your glasses on. That was me the day I took the hat off. Everyone was like, yo, you look weird without your hat. So I put it back on and I never took it off. So as I became an artist, I kept the name, and the name was given to me. I didn't call myself Kangol Kid. Kids were like, yo, you know that kid, the one who wear the Kangol hat, that Kangol Kid? And so the name stuck. So when we signed the recording deal and I used the name and we started to blow up, record company got a letter from the Kangol Headwear Company, a cease and desist letter asking us to stop using the name or else. I'm 17 years old. I don't really know what the word sue mean, but I know it's something bad. I'm like, yo, are they going to sue me? And so the record company worked it out with the label. They realized, with the headwear company, and they realized that every city we performed in, their sales went up. So they decided to fall back on the suit and worked out an arrangement with us, allowing us to use the name on a year-to-year basis and provided me with product to continue wearing the hat, making it hip-hop's first product endorsed deal. And they couldn't take it back now if they wanted, man. It's synonymous with hip-hop.
Right, absolutely. One thing I never got was how UTFO broke up. What happened? I have no clue, literally. I don't know if it's even been told.
Well, the first thing I'll say is, like any family, you start to outgrow each other. That would be the first thing that took place. We all had the same goal stepping into this game as rappers, entertainers. And as we got older, that goal started to change a little bit. I didn't grow up saying I wanted to be a rapper. I knew I always wanted to be an entertainer. I watched Tom Jones, Engelbert Humperdinck. I'm naming names that cats are going, are you serious? My dancing idols were Shields and Yarnell. Donnie and Marie were my idols. I always wanted to be a songwriter and entertainer. And so I used hip hop to get into this game. And once I got in and had the success with Fairy Tale Lover, which I wrote, first song I ever had published, first, R&B or vocal song I ever had published. And so I wanted to do that. And I started to do that with Whistle. Remember the rap group Whistle? And I later converted Whistle from a rap group to an R&B group. I would say that started to rub my group, a certain way, because whatever songs my group would turn down, I passed the Whistle. And so I had an outlet. The others did not. I was the business-minded member of the group. I was UTFO's Mike Biv, I guess, and so by the time those saw what I was doing and wanted to roll, because I offered to have them roll with me, by the time, I guess they wanted to roll, I was already rolling. And so, that created rifts then. There's a whole bunch of other stories I could share with you where the rift became, wider. Even my brothers Full Force, our managers and producers love him to death, was looking at me like, okay, is this kid trying to get a big head now? Or he the producer now? And so a lot of divisions would start. Doc then decided he wanted to go solo. And he left the group. We didn't put him out. He decided he wanted to bounce. And that began even the bigger rift, because now it's, okay, how are we going to do this with just the three of us? Because Doc, as far as each one of us had our, different images that we brought to the group, Doc was more of the homeboy, the thug, the street dude in the group. I was the pretty boy. My hair was long as hell, Jerry curl, Rocky, and I wasn't a thug and wasn't trying to look like one. I wanted to, get the ladies' attention. So now with Doc out, we're like, okay, well, how are we going to do this? And so it put us in a direction of trying to reestablish ourselves. And, more animosity began from that point on, and that was it, man. So, that's the most politically answer I can give you right now as to how it broke up. But as for my wish, I wish we could all make this happen because, I have grown children. My oldest is 30, 28, 24, the grown men. They've never seen UTFO perform. You know what I mean? So I would love for them to see that before one of us pass away. You know what I mean? I'm 50 and I'm the youngest member in the group. All right?
Yeah, that's real.
So we'll see what happens, man. I've done a bunch of television appearances and interviews, and every one of them I called them out. Yo, let's do this. Hopefully this one will get to them. But as you notice, I've not stopped. I have not allowed them to dictate the size of my pocket. You know what I mean? I wish we can all go make this money together, but I'm not, whatever qualms you got, I ain't letting that affect